Second half, Valencia haven't got hold of the ball, and that makes life very, very comfortable for Espanyol.
Malindo again uses his goalkeeper. Espanyol doing a good job of frustrating Valencia here. David Lopez. Rosales. Again, it's the final ball up to the last third. Just letting Espanyol down. Neto. Sobrino. Runs through to Gameiro. Ferran Torres outside. Cheryshev makes the run. Torres with the slip just at the vital moment.
Interested that Neto decided that the way to attack this one was a long ball. Espanyol defended that one badly and created a quarter of a chance for Valencia.
Malendo. Jorge Iglesias gets away. It's away from Roncaglia. The Argentinian will get a round of applause for that. Well deserved. And Roncaglia does very well. Made his debut here last weekend in that draw. And part of a defensive course that's kept three halves of a clean sheet here, Guillaume. We were talking about lack of firepower, but the defence so far holding well and good.
Well, it is the strength of Marcelino's teams. I think he's only 20 goals conceded in 23 games. Even when things were wrongly, they didn't concede that much. Roncaglia is an interesting case, not wanted at Celta. Oh, let's start again. The beginning of the season, wanted by Celta, one of the key members of the Mohamed lineup. And when Mohamed left, he stopped playing, and now look, he's at Valencia.
And ex-Espanyol, of course, Roncaglia, very briefly. Pochettino's reign. And here he is again, out to us. Ferran Torres, tackled by Javi Lopez. Eventually it's worked across to Was. Was can come forward, switches play well. Gameiro, he'll play up. Eventually comes through to Cheryshev. The return. Cut up by Lopez. Cheryshev with another chance to whip it in. Appeals for a corner. The referee unmoved. Hermoso. To Garay.
This is better from Valencia, a bit more pressure, more men in front of the ball. But Espanyol, look, they're still there defending. The units are very close to each other, no gaps. And that's easy.
Easy for Diego Lopez, indeed. Yeah, this runs down the wings. Not causing the Espanyol keeper too many problems up to now. As we see that again, anything in there, Guillaume?
No, just a jump, nothing much.
Roncaglia again catching the eye, the Argentinian centre-back.
It all feels very slow, doesn't it? It all feels like it's
very cagey.
It's very cagey on both sides.
Ferran Torres. Now you sense the breakthrough is going to be a very tough one to get.
And of course, when it's so cagey, when it's so slow, when there is so many players behind the ball in the case of Espanyol, and Valencia doesn't get the possibility of moving that ball fast, in the last third is down to quality. Who is going to be the one making a 1-2 or making a dribble or something of creativity?
Or a mistake perhaps.
Or a mistake perhaps.
Parejo unable to capitalise on that one from Diego Lopez. Gaya. And quick feed by Gaya. Gameiro. Garay. Out to Torres. Was really untirable, really. Doesn't tire at all, Daniel Was. Torres. That's neat football by Valencia. And again, Espanyol got bodies on the edge of the area and just break it down.
But of course, Darder has to drive with the ball a lot of meters and a lot of time because there's not many players in front of him. But it's a choice. It's a choice of Espanyol. Now, if he loses possession there, that's when danger gets created, of course.
Cheryshev looking to nutmeg Rosales and find Sobrino. He commits the foul on Granero. Well, perhaps time for a change here, one way or another here, Guillem. Of course, we've seen Guedes already warming up here. Perhaps it's that injection of pace that Marcelino needs here.
Yes, around that time, minute 60, tends to be after an hour just before, and this is what exactly going to happen. So
Here we are, right on,
yes,
right on schedule there. Guedes back from a serious pubalgia injury, out from the beginning of December. And Guedes, who was so vital to this Valencia team, who, of course, let's not forget, finished 4th last year. And Guedes was a key member of that, there's no doubt about that.
I'm sure Marcelino has told the players not to create free kicks on their own, on the edge of the box. Mistake by Cheryshev there, and chance for Espanyol, who may not defend very well set pieces, but in attack they are one of the good teams.
Well, keep an eye on David Lopez and Borja Iglesias. And here we have the line of blue and white on the edge of the area, and they scatter. Granero whips one in. Again, Woolley unable to find himself on the end of that ball. And Guedes straight into the action. And the Portuguese winger even manages to nutmeg Rosales. Well, it runs away from him, the ball there. And again, Woolley, well, having a tough afternoon, the Chinese international striker here.
Yes, not much from him. There was a mistake. He should have continued the move. Instead, he wanted to control. And now it's Valencia attacking.
Well, Guedes is down, out of shot. Parejo. Gaya just at the bottom of the pitch, available on the edge of the box. Was waits for the run from Torres. Waits and waits. He sets him up. Torres on the right boot. Rosales clears the danger. Well, there's Guedes. The referee comes across to have a word. So this again. There's the nutmeg of Rosales.
No, I think the referee saw it perfectly well. When Guedes turns, he's already lost his foot. He's going down, and in fact, it was a foul from Guedes, I would say, if anything.
Well, run into Rosales. Garay. Torres. Torres overruns that one.
See, Torres, I know he's playing on the right-hand side of the attack. He's not a winger. He's a guy with a lot of quality in his last pass. He's very quick. He's got quick feet as well. When he starts gaining responsibility on the edge of the box, you'll see more central. He's got a lot of quality.
You see him more as a number 10, Guillem?
Yeah, not even second forward, but somebody that needs a lot of the ball. But certainly he's not the fastest as a winger, and I think you lose a little bit of quality, lose a little bit of something when he plays wide. The problem is in the 4-4-2 that Marcelino plays, there's no number 10 position, so he's going to have to adapt to it the same way that Carlos Soler adapted to it as well. He's another centre midfielder, another number 10 who's been doing big impact on the right-hand side of the attack.
Wonderful delivery though on that right boot from Torres.
Because he can produce that pass. It's just a shame, well, not a shame, it's still early for him, but I think you will see more central as his career progresses.
Parejo. Nice sidesteps Woolley. Daniel Was. Valencia with bodies forward here. Was with plenty to aim at. Difficult to see what he was trying to do there. Valencia doing the second ball. Guedes to Was. Drilled in. Falls to Parejo. Point blank. Was goes over. Appeals for a penalty. And a corner given. Well, offside is given. Well, Parejo found that ball at his feet, unmarked on the 6-yard line. Guedes sets up Was, and that was drilled in, point blank. Tremendous save by Diego Lopez.
Great save from Diego Lopez. A mistake by Mar Roca, who forgot that part of his role is to see which players are coming from deep. In this case, it was Parejo. Only Parejo he had to look for. but he missed him, and basically ends up with an offside. Still, I think, being consulted with VAR, but it seems like it's offside, and that's it. No even need to look at the penalty situation. But yeah, it was a mistake by Mar Roca, and Parejo found himself in space on the edge of the 6-yard box in one of the few mistakes of Espanyol defensively in this first hour of the game.
Perhaps could have done better there, Parejo, at the whole game. Goal to aim at, arrived quickly at him.
Yeah, Diego Lopez was also quick down. They're still looking at it.
Well, we're looking here. Oh, I see it again. Whipped in.
Yeah, there's no offside. So if there is no offside, that seems like a foul, and that could be given as a penalty.
That's what we're looking at here. That's what I understand from this play being stopped here. And the wait goes on, and play is waved on, much to the annoyance of Mestalla. Puado waits to come on for Espanyol.
Obviously, we haven't been given the lines of offside, but that tends to be generally one of those that VAR always gets right. It wasn't. The ball didn't go out. It was just must have been offside at some point, not in the angle that we were given, but that meant that the foul was not analysed, because the foul could, as we both agree, could have been given as a penalty.
Possibly. In the end, play waved on as Puado does wait to come on. Well, as Tadeo goes off, Puado is a forward.
Do you think that he would join Borja Iglesias as the as almost a forward? He's yes, a number 9. He's fast as well in the first few meters, so perhaps he will try to stretch the defensive line of Valencia and Boulay, perhaps go a little bit deeper and link up with midfield. An interesting and offensive move from Rubi.
Indeed it is. Well, Puado, 20 years old, fresh out of the academy at Espanyol, yet to score this season, but he's quick. Has been used on the wing also in both league and in the Copa del Rey this season. Parejo finds Garay. Was just threads one through to Guedes on his right foot, and that's spectacular stuff. Gameiro with the overhead kick, and that flashes just wide.
Well, right now it's all down to Valencia. If they continue putting Espanyol under pressure like they're doing that now, if they've got players, lots of players in the box, and the crosses have got coming with quality, something will happen. Espanyol are giving up on attacking, and they're risking now the possibility of losing the point that they've been earning so far, but Valencia deserve more from this game at the moment.
Well, Guedes showed the impact he can have there. An interesting gear. He's fitting in the right here. We saw him all of last season on the left, cutting in from that left-hand side, forming that tandem there, that deadly duo with Gaia, and he started here on the right.
He's got a powerful shoot, hasn't he? So when you are left-footed and come from and play on the right, you can do those diagonals with the possibility of shooting, and that is something that, of course, when a team like Espanyol is defending so deep, is certainly an option that you have to take, you have to try.
Well, here's the earlier chance from Garay. The head of that flash just wide. Diego Lopez nowhere near that. As Garay out-jumped and out-foxed David Lopez. Melendo back on his feet. And play will continue. 66 minutes gone. Rubi looking pensive, having made an interesting change. Start there off to replaced by Puado. Rosales tries the ball and lifts one upfield into the feet of Borja Iglesias. The overhead quick for Puado to run onto. Cleared by Gaia. Gameiro back from an offside position. Flag up on the far side. That's Kondogbia waits to come on.
Probably from Coquelin, but it's interesting what the position Guedes is being played in. He's actually played as a second forward. In fact, the same as Ruben Sobrino was doing. And he's got such a quality, Guedes, that perhaps instead of using all his energy into going up and down the wing, Martinez has decided, well, okay, just shoot from outside the box, just link with the forwards, just create, because we've been saying all along, with this Espanyol defending so deep and so closely the lines, that's what's needed.
Well, here's Guedes again, creating danger. The chip across. Puados has to be careful. Appeals for handball. Or at least for a corner. Gaia is appealing.
Yeah, I think it is a corner, and I think it's going to be given as well. But two actions of Guedes, who is receiving the ball in the middle and then going wide on the right-hand side. Both crosses came in and created danger. So Guedes is feeling his role perfectly well, adding pace, adding venom, and just like by like, almost Coquelin for Kondogbia coming on.
Kondogbia makes his way onto the field of play. Like for like between the two here. Interesting. Kondogbia has had problems this year getting into this team. Key component of that team, along with Guedes, after arriving for last season.
Yeah, injury problems has kept him out, but of course he will be a regular as soon as he gets match fitness.
Daniel Was keeps the ball in. Torres calls for it and gets it. Return to Was. The ball whipped in again. Rosales manages to get the ball out for what looks like a corner, perhaps.
Espanyol is playing with fire. They're just allowing Valencia to continue staying in the last third, and quality's been added to the side. Danger's been created.
Parejo the corner. Again, far post. And again, Espanyol get away with it. Gameiro looking like, well, the disappointment there in the Frenchman's face. It almost came through to him. Flicked on by Roncaglia. Ball off Rosales. Again, it's a corner. Parejo into the gloves of Diego Lopez. Almost up to the 70-minute mark here. And we're going to see a debut for Espanyol.
Yes, quite clearly on the same direction that Espanyol have been playing this first half. They probably will put it, well, he's a defensive midfielder. The idea will be to keep this result for as long as it's possible. But look, now players get the ball with space in the last third, and it's Ferran Torres, but a lot of players also in front of him.
Espanyol looking very stretched in the last 5 minutes. Kondogbia to Guedes. Parejo with options. Cuts inside on his right boot. It's the lucky break. Out to Was. Was edge of the area on the left boot. And straight at David Lopez. Gaia. And Valencia turning the screw.
It's just Espanyol is playing as if there were only 3 minutes left in the game. This is no way to get something out of this match. They have to keep the ball. They have to attack Valencia. Valencia right now is their moment. They feel that something is about to happen. Guedes has changed the game completely, even though you don't see it in the result just yet, but you see that Valencia are now playing around the box of Espanyol. Guedes, who we thought he was a winger, now we've seen him developing to something else, and that happens. We were talking about Ferran Torres before. He doesn't belong to the wing, but he hasn't got the age or the experience to actually come central. Guedes does, and that's where he's making an impact today, through the centre and playing a lot of balls of quality into the box.
Yeah, he's got goals in him too. 5 goals last season and a relatively injury-free season. And a real rocket on his right boot. Well, here's Semedo, ready to make his debut for Espanyol. He replaces a disappointing afternoon for Wu Li.
Yeah, they've been asking him to do things that perhaps he's not suited for. Close to Borja Iglesias, just waiting for service instead of creating more, and the ball hasn't got to him often enough.
Well, Alpha Semedo, 21-year-old Ghanaian on loan from Benfica, makes his debut for Espanyol. Defensive midfield player, and It looks like Ruby's idea here is to hang on. Borja Iglesias. Again, Roncaglia's there. Fabulous afternoon from the Argentinian. Very solid indeed, Guillaume.
Yes, continuing with the story of Roncaglia, once Miguel Cardoso came in, he got the report that Roncaglia wasn't one of the favorite friends of everybody in the squad. Started disappearing from it, wanted to go, and yeah, he left for loan.
Guedes with the cross. It's a tricky one for Diego Lopez. Parejo in the box again. The layoff finds Kondogbia on the edge of the area. Some dangerous, tremendous shot on Kondogbia. Scored a real scorcher against Espanyol at the RCD Stadium last season. Just slipping again at that crucial moment.
Borja Iglesias was telling the team, okay, let's just keep the ball a little bit longer now, but Rosales didn't hear that.
Valencia have a throw in. We just saw a glimpse there of Santi Mina. Again, this firepower Marcelino has at his disposal. And Mina looking like he is about to come on. Kondogbia. Torres back to Kondogbia. Spread out onto the chest of Cheryshev. Drilled across onto the penalty spot. Roca in Espanyol, unable to clear their lines. Cheryshev has time to look up and only picks out David Lopez. Roncaglia. Cheryshev. Poirot scrapping with him. Granero dicing with danger a little bit there, but finds Semedo. The outlet on the far side is Poirot. Poirot cuts in on the right boot. Poirot with the shot, parried out by Neto. Roncaglia heads it away, straight back to Semedo. Semedo will have another look at this. Drill into the near post.
Well,
he had three to aim at there in the box.
A good chance for Espanyol. The only one of the second half. It hasn't been much coming from Espanyol, and it came on the back of Granero driving the ball from the back. When Espanyol recovers the ball, they are on the edge of the box, so you need to get it out with quality. Rosales before just throw it away, kicked it away. Granero decided to play it and created eventually that chance.
Garay losing out. Espanyol clear the lines. Melendo again. This time it's Iglesias. Can't bring the ball under control. Valencia was stretched there. Come away with it. Parejo, Gaya. That's a neat ball in field to Guedes. Guedes round Granero. Guedes. Well, eventually the referee stopping play, but decides to give the first foul. Advantage were played. Valencia with a good shout there.
That's a strange one, of course, because there was a foul after this one. And yes, certainly he was unbalanced from this moment on.
Well, there's the foul. For me, that's where the free kick should be taken.
Referee has decided that that second one was not a foul, I suppose, and has given the original one.
Well, Granero goes in the book. And this is a good angle for Granero. I beg your pardon, for Parejo. And before the free kick can be made, well, Marcelino decides to make a final substitution. It will be Santi Mina to come on, replacing Ferran Torres. And another promising afternoon from the young Valencia player, Guillaume.
Yeah, in fact, you should say that the 11 that's on the pitch now is even stronger than the 11 that started, of course, when you're able to bring the likes of Guedes and Kondogbia and Santi Mina. This is quite close to the strongest 11 Valencia can show.
Here's the free kick. Parejo to Roncaglia, and that's close. And the Argentinian almost gets his first goal for his new club.
This reminds me of the Valencia of the beginning of the season. They create chances, but they don't convert. For a while, Marcelino was saying, this is what's leaving us behind. We're doing things that, you know, we create the chances. We do the things that we have to do, and exactly that's what's happening. Ferreira is going to come on for Espanyol, a forward. Pass for Borja Iglesias that sounded or looked a little bit tired earlier on. But yeah, Valencia's trying everything. They attacking down the wings. Now you've got Guedes doing a lot of harm through the centre, set pieces. It is unfair that Valencia are not ahead.
Indeed, Valencia dominating for much of this second half. Here's Guedes again. Well, Hermoso decides to take matters into his own hands. Finds Borja Iglesias. Now the flag is up. Well, Hermoso just saw the run late, and a metre offside as Roncaglia stepped up, and that could be Borja Iglesias' last run in this game. We'll see if it is indeed he who is replaced by Ferreira. It is. Cameras on Borja Iglesias.
Espanyol has demanded a lot of Borja Iglesias in this first 23, 24 games this season, and quite clearly he doesn't look as sharp as he has been, because he's very committed even without the ball. That's why Ferreira has been brought in, to give him time to rest, and also to continue that threat from number 9 that Leo Batistao did not really produce for Espanyol.
Well, Ferreira is a prolific goal scorer. A move from Shakhtar to Benfica last summer hasn't really come off, hasn't really clicked at Benfica, but scored goals at Shakhtar. 21 goals last season for the Russian team. Semedo makes a run here. Fox's guy, Roncaglia, retains possession for eventually giving it away to Parejo, who took a risk on the edge of his own penalty area. Puado. Gaia. That's the return pass from Cheryshev. Garay to Was. Not far here off the last 10 minutes of this game. Valencia still searching for a breakthrough, dominating the second half. Roca, clearance again, only finds a white shirt.
Ruby needs something out of this game to actually paint the picture that he's been painting inside the club, which is that we will be fine. We will be fine. There, of course, is a team that was very, very up in the table, almost got to top the table at some point, but since then the lack of consistency, the mistakes, the injuries, not scoring has meant that, of course, Espanyol has struggled, and now really they're fighting not to avoid relegation. That should be the aim this season.
Guy out the cross. Hermoso steals in. Guy again. Cheryshev just moves off Rosales. Rosales managing to block the cross. Cheryshev brought down by Granero. The referee either plays the advantage or doesn't see a foul there. The Russian down on the turf. Guedes sizes up Semedo, moves around him like he's not there, and the shot from distance just over the crossbar. And again, Mestalla not happy with Mr. Burgos Bengochea's choice.
There's a risk for Granero because he's got a yellow already. He went down, he actually touches, and he's late and touches Cheryshev.
Appeals there also for a handball from Rosales. Well, we are into the last 10 minutes here. Ferreira with the head on. Melendo. Rosales sees the run from Puades, it is, on this near side. Roncaglia.
Well done by Valencia.
Defensively immaculate so far this afternoon. Was. Javi Lopez steals in well, and again Espanyol captain coming away with the ball.
That tells you, doesn't it? The possibility of a counter-attack, 2 players not marked, but instead a pass. That means let's not lose it.
That's a neat ball from Rosales to Semedo. To Granero. Into Rosales. 4 men in the box for him to aim at. Into the near post. Again, easy for Neto. Parejo comes away. Guedes into 4th gear. Gameiro. Guedes again. Ball in field to Kondogbia. Kondogbia on the left foot. And that is a crucial block by Semedo. Well, Cheryshev down. Perhaps from that earlier challenge from Granero.
Still in pain, it seems, yes.
Garay. Gameiro. Valencia stringing the passes together. Neat ball. Doesn't quite find Gameiro though. Doesn't come off. Lopez straight out of play, and Espanyol really struggling here to get out of their own half. Garay gets the treatment, gets the spray. Well, he's caught there on the standing leg. Slotted through. Gameiro, the cutback. And Mosso. Semedo. Flag goes up. Free kick conceded by Roncaglia. Ferreira down, and that's some relief for Espanyol.
Clever work from Ferreira there. Roncaglia, who hadn't made nothing wrong. They just stepped out quickly to put players on offside. He anticipated. In this case, he rushed his decision, and that's a free kick for Espanyol. Semedo, we were looking at him closely. New player for Espanyol, making his debut at the moment. Somebody that hasn't done anything wrong either. He plays it simple. He's actually adventured up front as well, and he seems powerful and with a good pace. So a good addition to this squad.
Well, Granero looks for a target for this free kick. Onto the head of Melendo. Puado again gives away possession too cheaply. Garay, Parejo strides forward again. Wonderful ball, just cushioned header. It's by Garay into the path of Cheryshev, who couldn't take advantage of it. And Roncaglia appeals for handball. Again, not given. Roncaglia's out of position. Ferreira needs someone, finds Semedo. Calmly done by Javi Lopez, and again Espanyol frustrating Valencia. We're almost in the last 5 minutes here in Mestalla. Marc Roca. Caught on his heels by Dani Parejo.
Intriguing game, of course. Now 5 minutes left, plus injury time, and one mistake could just destroy everything that has been done in one side or the other.
Well, a long ball over the top to Ferreira. And the Argentinian looked like he was onside there. Kondogbia hauled back by Ferreira himself. Ferreira making sure Kondogbia was going nowhere. Garay. To Guedes. Guedes. Again, past Semedo. Wonderful play to Gameiro. And it almost pays off in the box. Valencia still got it though. Parejo. The whipped-in first-time shot over the crossbar.
Yet again, Guedes bringing the less of pressure with a little bit of dribbling, with a good pass. He continues the move. Gameiro made the right choice of trying to find him again. Didn't, but Gameiro recovered the ball, and that shot from Parejo at the end had no danger in it, but it is Gameiro, the player that's taken Valencia to the next level, and sadly for them, there hasn't been put in concrete terms. There's been no goal out of that, but you can see the new Guedes, a player that won't be necessarily on the wide areas anymore.
Parejo again looking for the white shirt streaming forward. Roca concedes the free kick and goes into the book. A foul on Guedes. Yeah, you can see, Guillaume, why Marcelino was so determined to secure his signature on a permanent deal.
Yeah, and it seems like this is the kind of thing that doesn't happen by chance. You pay them 40 million because they play is good, but because he can grow into something bigger than he was, and I think he's on the way to do the show.
Gaya with the cross. Lopez thumps the ball out. Wrong.
Ball. Shot go wide from Busquets. Nearly an hour played. Plenty of chances in the game overall. Chances for both sides to have scored, and it is still 0-0. Trying to make progress. Was he caught by Owusu? One half done the other. Here is Matusiwa. El Yebli. The side has made a change so far. Singh back to Owusu. Scots. Touch was heavy. Janssen. Kleiber. Kirk. To Arima. Two others as well. Gustafsson, Kleiber. Made by Van der Pava. Singh. Room from the crowd there. That ball just dropped to Let's Gustafsson. Kirk. Kleiber. Offside. When they do come forward, interact, there's just a greater crispness about their passing. Yet to take one of a handful of chances that they created. Far away from our first change of the afternoon. One by Janssen, one by Busquets. Singh. Wusu. Tight for him. Checked by Busquets. And Janssen. Kleiber. Overeem. Overeem again. Kramer's come deep. Faber can't keep it in. Faber does well. 27 years of age. Played at NAC last season from Texbol, a second spell at the club, the Glasgow. And Overeem lifts it forward. We've only drawn 3 matches this season. We were involved in a 0-0 against Meadow in December. One of their 2 precious away points. The draw came at Emmon, another newly promoted club, 1-1 before the midwinter break. Ferraren, that was one of 2 away goals. Gebby scored the other one, a 3-1 defeat at Fortuna Sittard. There we go, it is close to change time. Meacham, looks like he's coming on, the number 11. Also, Fabian Ferrari. 2 attacking players. Ferrari scored 12 goals last season in the Glasgow promotion season. Both have started a fair few games this season. Late they found themselves on the bench. The game's having a timeout. 20 minutes played in the second half. Kramer trying to cause a nuisance. Through to Jurius. On by Let's and Yebley will pick it up. Noise rises when El Yebley gets on the ball. They know he's dangerous, El Yebley. And again. Not quite there. Overeem blocked his way to goal. Bergzorg though. Ben Scott at the near post. Away and they created danger for themselves. Bergzorg with the cross and in for Ben Scott, the man on loan from Ingolstadt. Change. Narsingh is coming off and Meacham is coming on. Bergzorg is coming off as well. Man who scores goals. And change as well. Kramer is coming off. Christophe Baebek is coming on. Baebek is French. Signed from PSG. He was on loan last season. Scored 6 goals. 1 or 2 injury problems. Scored 1 this season. So 3 changes. Here goes Matthew Siwa. So Arends. And we're 3/4 of the way through the match and still looking for the first goal. Both sides changing their front options. By Janssen. Wusu.
Lines for Kilmarnock.
Yeah, it's just a case of patience as always for Celtic. As I say, when they've stepped out in the last 5 minutes, we're starting to look a lot more handy up there in that top end of the pitch.
It's Kilmarnock intercept, and it's now with Brophy, nudges it back inside towards McElhaney. The ball breaks, McElhaney stumbles over Christopher Ayer, and Celtic have conceded a free kick about 22 yards from their own goal line, just slightly right of centre from a Kilmarnock viewpoint.
Here, be it from Scott Bain on a save, or if they decide to loft it towards the back post, one of the big men getting in and heading it clear again.
Scott Bain just crouches just slightly right of centre in his goal. Chris Buck certainly looks as if he's going to try and test the Celtic goalkeeper. 9 minutes on the clock. Celtic's wall will have to stand firm, and Buck steps up to the ball, steps back, the whistle goes, moves forward and curls that one, and it's over the bar and behind for a goal kick. Danger averted.
I'm not too sure what Buck was hoping for there. Scott Bain's lined his wall up perfectly on that side. The idea would be to get it round that, to try and catch the keeper out across his goal, but even if that's on target, Scott Bain's all over that.
Scott Bain will take this goal kick. And again, Kilmarnock holding a high line just to try and stop Celtic being able to play the ball out from the back. It's played forward towards Sinclair. He tries to chase it down, but only into the arms of Brendan Rodgers, and Kilmarnock take their throw in quickly. Again looking for Brophy, it's headed inside. McElhaney challenges there and cleared back. Odsonne-Edouard couldn't quite control that one. He almost got the break of the ball, and Boyd happy to clear that one deep into Celtic territory. Eventually it goes out of play. Well, both sides defending well so far. Chances have been at a premium at either end.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Chris Ayer's been a real standout for me today, Paul. He's defended so well, given that he's been in and out of the team, to show concentration at the back. And as I said 3 times already, when we start pressing forward and push the defenders up to the halfway line, we look like we could in turn create something up the other end.
McGregor clips that one forward towards Sinclair. Sinclair stayed onside this time, but he's forced to head out to the edge of the area. It was another good ball from McGregor, who's back in possession again. Forrest is inside. Kilmarnock, plenty of bodies behind the ball. Celtic trying to carve an opening. It's back now with Boyata, switched across to Christopher Ayer. Celtic trying to open up the play down that left flank. Johnny Hayes drives forward, cuts it in towards the area to Sinclair. Sinclair back to McGregor. McGregor out wide to Johnny Hayes. Celtic edge of the area, left hand side. Hayes floats it to the far post. It goes beyond Odsonne-Edouard, and Kilmarnock gather the ball. They're still in their own area now with Jordan Jones. Back to Boyd. Boyd clears it up to the halfway line, only succeeds in finding the Celtic captain. He immediately plays it forward. Toljan's flick intercepted by the Kilmarnock captain. Dicker plays it across now to Buck, who can work it on where O'Donnell's got some space. Kilmarnock passed away out of trouble. Celtic snapping at the heels of their opponents, and Christopher Ayer read that one well. Drives forward, still Christopher Ayer. He's fouled there by Power. Referee waves play on, picked up by McGregor. Christie takes up the touch. Sinclair's out wide, up against O'Donnell, drives towards goal. Still Scott Sinclair. Thought about the shot, plays it towards Odsonne Edouard, but Boyd got a touch in there, and it's O'Donnell brings the ball clear, and suddenly Kilmarnock on the counter attack now with McElhaney. He's got Jones out wide, gives it to the number 11. O'Donnell's in support, but Jones drives towards goal. Still Jordan Jones thought about the shot. His shot's deflected, and well, I thought it was deflected, but it evidently wasn't, thankfully. But